Hello everyone and welcome back to Omar's Optimistic Opinions. Now, today I'm going to be discussing some stupid things that I've done in general, some funny stories. But before I get into that, um, I just want to say the reason we're doing an Omar's Optimistic Opinions today is because I was kind of stupid and I didn't manage my time well, and so we were gonna record something today. The topic will be revealed later, but we were gonna record something, and yeah, I kind of realized that I had other stuff going on, and yeah, I didn't communicate with my friend well enough. So yeah, that was my bad on my part. But so yeah, now you have this instead. So basically, what I'm gonna be talking about today is times I've done stupid things or messed up. So yeah. So one time it was when I was really young. So just to show you that I was always dumb from the very get-go, from the very beginning. One time when I was really young, it was in my room, and there were these shelves, right? And these shelves, one of these shelves, they contained like this box, okay, of marbles. All right, and now these were really colorful marbles. Like there was very different colors, like green, blue, red, yeah, etc. And so I think I was like 2-3 years old, something like that, maybe a bit older, 4 maybe. I think 3 actually, or 4. So yeah, so I found these marbles right in the shelves, right? And like the idiot I am, I thought they were candy. So what I did was I shoved a bunch of them in my mouth, and yeah, that was kind of stupid. So basically, I shoved a bunch of marbles in my mouth, and then I accidentally swallowed a couple, and then yeah, I had to go to the doctor, and that was not fun. And that was one time I was really stupid. Another time was when I broke my chin. So this was like in middle school, I think. Yeah, middle school. Elementary/middle, so like around 5th grade. I believe, maybe 4th. And so basically what happened was it was like the last day of school, and I was so excited because like it was finally the last day of school. I was gonna be able to just relax and enjoy my break. It was the last day of school right before spring break, so it wasn't like before summer but before spring break. And I was really excited for that break. And so on that last day of school, the school decided to have like a more like a celebration sort of day. So we had like a bunch of activities and things like that to do, and it was a really fun day. And then one activity, the teacher was not in the classroom, so we just had to wait for a couple minutes. Being the impatient little kid that I am, right, I just started messing around with my friends. So yeah, me and my friends were chilling, and then I noticed one of the kids doing this trick on the table. And basically what they did was they moved 2 tables close to each other, and then they would put one hand on each table, and then they would swing themselves back and forth, right? And I was like, that's a pretty neat trick. I think I can do that. So I pushed some tables together and I tried it, right? And then as I was swinging, it went well for the first couple swings, and then all of a sudden my left hand just slipped from the table, and then I instead of, and I was on the back of my swing. So I started landing face first onto the ground. Now, if I were smart, right, I would automatically put my hands, right, in front of me to stop my fall. But because I wasn't that bright, I looked up in front of me. And so basically, my head was looking towards the front of the classroom. So my chin was facing downward. And so I landed smack dab on my chin. And then I basically broke my jaw. So like the inner workings, like something just like dislatched from like the bones or something. I can't remember. And I think I fractured a little bit of my jaw, and so I had to go stay in the hospital, and that was also a very fun experience. But that was another time that I was kind of stupid. I don't know, I felt, because like some other kids were doing it as well, and there wasn't a teacher, so I kind of like, there wasn't a teacher in the classroom at the time. Like, we were waiting for the teacher, so there wasn't someone to kind of like prevent me or warn me not to do that. So and then another story where someone in my family broke a bone was when we were really young. So the previous stories that I told you, I was being stupid, but like the only person that got harmed was myself, you know? Like, at least my stupidity was aimed towards myself, right? But the issue is, this last one, I kinda, or this one that I'm about to tell, I kinda harmed someone else instead of myself. So basically what happened was, me and basically my whole family were living in France at the time. And my dad was working abroad, so he was not in the country. And basically we were just living with our mom, and me and my brother were messing around in the house, in the apartment. And we were in the living room, and there's this big round table in the center of the room. Okay, and this table has some sharp corners, okay? It's not like a smooth table, no, it's like a table with sharp corners, right? And then there's a nice cloth over the table, and and so me and my brother were messing around in the living room, and then my brother decided, for whatever reason, to get on that table, okay? And so he was dancing on the table, doing whatever. I'm not sure why, but he was dancing on the table. I think I was, what was I, like 6 at that time? 6 or 5, 6, something like that. Anyway, so my brother was younger than me, so he was dancing on the table, and then my mom basically, she saw us messing around. My mom basically told me to take off the cloth from the table, and for whatever reason, I think she just wanted me to remove the cloth. I can't remember what the reason was, but she asked me to do so. And basically, like the dumb kid that I am, right? As my brother was dancing on the table, I just yoinked the cloth while he was dancing. And I don't know what came over me, I just was not thinking. But so I yoinked the cloth, and then my brother fell immediately, right? And he slipped and fell, and then his head bumped into the corner of the table, and it was really, really bad. Like, I felt extremely bad. And so his head hit the corner of the table, and then I started panicking. I was like, oh no, what do we do? And so after that, I was in panic, I was in shock. I was like, I don't know what to do, like, what do I do? So I just call for my mom, and I ask her, hi, my brother fell down. What do we do? So mom checks out the situation. It doesn't seem that bad at first. She was like, oh, he'll be fine. Okay. And then we sleep, and then the next morning, my mom went to the hospital, and because she found out that, my brother was still crying a lot after that night and things like that, so she was like, okay, I'm not gonna take any chances. She went to the hospital, and then the doctors over there said, basically, my brother was so young that, like, but was old enough, or yeah, my brother is old enough to be able to take the hit without having severe damage, but was too young to get like surgery done on his head. So basically, yeah, the thing is the bump cracked part of his head open, but the issue is we couldn't get like a surgery or anything like that to the head because he was still too young for that, and so you had to wait a couple months for it to regrow on its own. But that meant that he couldn't get hit on that part of his head, or his head for that matter, for the next month. Like, we have to be extremely careful. So after hearing that news, right, my mom comes back from work, goes back home, and she's like very, very stressed out because now for the next few months she has to prevent two boys who are just idiots, right? Or at least for me, right? Two boys that are crazy energetic and just love to mess around. She has to prevent them from accidentally hitting their heads or whatever, or messing around to the point where, one of them could be in danger. And so it was like one of the most stressful months ever for my mom. And it was like 2 months for it to regrow. And my dad was abroad, so that didn't help. My mom called my dad, and my dad was like, oh, do I need to come back? Like, and yeah, it was a whole situation, all because of my stupidity. So basically what I'm trying to say with all these stories, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you can be an idiot. And you know what? Most of the time, you're gonna make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes at some point or another, right? But it's about growing from those mistakes. Now, granted, I'm trying my best to grow from my own mistakes and my own stupidity, but you should too. And I'm just sharing. I'm recollecting. Yeah, thinking back and looking at these stories and kind of understanding, like, wow, look how far I've come, Also, like, look how much I haven't changed as well, but I still make a ton of stupid mistakes, and I'm gonna continue to make mistakes, but that's the beauty of being human. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I've made some other really, really stupid mistakes. One time we were at my middle school, and everyone was getting ready for swimming. And so basically we're getting ready for swimming, and there's this like giant mesh wall on the side of the swimming pool, right? And so this giant mesh wall, it was like a green mesh, and so kids started like grabbing the mesh wall and like hanging from on top of it, right? And messing around and doing things like that. Like they would grab the mesh wall and then jump off and like hang and like swing back and forth using the mesh wall and whatever. And so seeing all these kids having fun and whatever, I was like, you know what, I want to try that. So I went up top, grabbed the mesh wall, and started trying to swing off of it. And I accidentally pulled like the whole thing down. Maybe it's because I was like extra. Maybe it's because, you know, I was like fat or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I was fat, but anyway, maybe I was like, you know, weighed a little bit more, a bit more chubby at the time. Or maybe it's because like a lot of people did it before me, but like I was like, you know what, I want to try that. So I tried it, and then when I did it, the whole thing fell, and it was like a complete and utter disaster. So yeah, so as soon as that happened, right, of course, as soon as it happens, the coach walks in and sees the absolute destruction that this 7-year-old just did, right? And he just looks at me, he's like, ay. This 7 or 8-year-old, right? Maybe 9. No, 8. 9? I don't know. It's been a while. And yeah, all the kids just looked at me, and they were immediately like, it was his fault. It was his fault. And I was like, yup, my bad, boys. My bad, guys. That was my bad. So yeah, that was another instance where I was very, very stupid. I mean, granted, like other people were doing it as well, but you know, I, for whatever reason, wasn't thinking clearly and decided to do it as well. Yeah, those are some, you know, stupid times. It's funny how your judgment is when you're younger, you know, and like when you grow, you kind of learn like, oh, I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that. It's interesting to see how you grow from your mistakes, because I've made several mistakes, and you know, some of them are funny, like the ones I've said today. Some of them are more serious, you know. You know, some of them are less lighthearted and funny and more kinda not good. And you know, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you do stupid things, and the whole point of this episode was just to show like everyone makes mistakes. Everyone does stupid things. It's about just growing from it, just learning from it. Like yeah, I know personally, you know, I've made mistakes with, you know, putting too much pressure on myself, or you know, setting expectations that I know, you know, setting expectations that, you know, just aren't realistic. Just putting too much pressure on myself to achieve those. Like, I feel like, you know, that's one thing that I would say is like, has been like, you know, something that I've, you know, always, you know, wanted to tackle and stuff like that. Putting too much pressure on myself, you know, stressing myself out more than I need to. Like, that's been, you know, a big issue for me, and you know, learning how to set more realistic expectations, and how to, you know, enjoy my life every once in a while and just enjoy the present more. You know, I'm learning to do that, and you know, instead of thinking too much about the future, just being present. That's something, you know, that I've made a lot of mistakes about, and something I'm continuing to learn to not make mistakes, and to learn to improve upon. And I urge you to look at the mistakes, or the, you know, the things that, you know, you mess up on, you know, and you don't have to tell anyone about them unless they're like unless you feel like you know, you're in a bad spot, you know, then I encourage you to talk to someone. But if you're just thinking about, you know, and reflecting on yourself, right, I urge you to think about the mistakes you've made, and just look back and see how you've grown, and see what are the mistakes you're doing now and see how you can continue to grow. You know, I think that part of growth, right, is to keep looking at our mistakes and keep not only like learning from them, but acknowledging them and embracing them, and, you know, looking back and laughing at them and being like, wow, I really thought this, or I really thought this was a good idea, you know, and, you know, talking to people about them, being like, I made this stupid mistake when I was younger, but look at me now, you know. And, you know, you're gonna make mistakes now that 10 years, 5 years, maybe even a couple months or a couple weeks down the line, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, I was an idiot on that day. And that's the beauty of being human. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of just opened the recording and just started babbling on. I kind of wanted to stick with one theme today, but yeah. So anyway, so as an Omar's optimistic opinions program message here, I urge you to reflect on your mistakes and grow from it. And yeah, that's basically it. And so thank you for listening. I know this is very short, but hopefully we will be uploading another episode soon to make up for today. Yeah, that was all my mistake. Like I said, kind of fitting for this episode. I made a mistake today. So I talked about a few others that I've made before, some funny ones, and yeah, and now we're gonna reflect on it. We're gonna improve upon it. All right. So another mistake is my scheduling. I gotta fix that. I gotta prioritize stuff. That's another stupid mistake I make. So yeah. So thank you guys for listening. Go check out Manny Mula. He is dropping. He's dropping something soon. So, or he's already dropped it. I'm not sure. I know he's dropped it on his SoundCloud, but I'm not sure if he's dropped it on his YouTube yet. I have to double check. So be excited for that. I believe his YouTube is Rainy Days Creative. So yeah, go check that out. And then if you want, you can check out my YouTube channel, LifeAsOmar. But I'll leave it up to you. And yeah, please share, like, subscribe. I don't know. Do whatever you want, whatever you enjoy. If you enjoyed listening and you don't want to listen to another one, that's fine by me. Just I hope you took away something today, and I hope you enjoyed. So anyway, take care, enjoy, and continue being you, and keep on keeping on. All right, bye.